Next question was, how can I overcome my fear, hesitation, etc. that's keeping me from not calling people, not following up, not opening my mouth, and so on?
It's a choice. Most people do not like to hear some of these answers, but I mean, come on! This is your future here. By making a choice for a short time period, let's say you schedule in 15 minutes of overcoming fears from 1:15 to 1:30 in the afternoon. Great! Start with those type of steps and know that if you are willing to take action against that fear and begin to have a conquest of it, just by committing to take that action, you have the potential to change the rest of your life. Is that worth it? It's a matter of just balancing out and again, understanding what is the potential benefit of me tackling this thing that seems hard. And I guarantee that most of the things that seem so hard and so challenging, as soon as you attempt to do them or start to do them, you're going to realize one at a time, wow, that wasn't so hard after all. But you have to commit to do it. And you know what? 90% of people won't. 90% of people that are paralyzed by fear are going to stay paralyzed by fear because it's more comfortable to stay in that mode. I got to tell you something, it's not comfortable to be paralyzed. And again, it's a situation where the rewards can be great and you will realize that it wasn't that hard after all. As someone asked in their earlier question, geez, everything you guys do seems to be easy, because it's not that difficult. You just have to make the commitment to get in there, schedule some time, and do it. And even if it's in small increments, 15, 30 minutes at a time, you will start to discover that you're progressing through those things, and you'll discover that you're starting to get some good results from it. So go for it. Give yourself a chance. I think that you deserve some success. I think that you deserve to have a breakthrough. You can't have a big breakthrough being paralyzed like that. You've got to take some action against it.
Next question is, what do you say when people ask you, what do you do?
That's a good question. You know, it really depends on the individual. Not the individual asking, but you as an individual. Some folks in our company love to be wellness consultants. Some folks love to be home business consultants. That, to some degree, is up to you. I think whatever you repeat or whatever you say, you have to be comfortable with. Let's say you're not comfortable with being a wellness consultant. Don't say that, because you're bound to get into a conversation then that makes you uncomfortable. We're very comfortable at telling people that we help people set up home-based businesses so they can leave the workforce if they choose to. They can earn $7,000 to $10,000 a month residual, and we help people put together business plans to do so. And that gets us into the type of conversation that we like to have with potential entrepreneurs or people that want to be entrepreneurs. So, again, a couple of points here. When you are answering that question, what do you do? Make sure it's an answer that you are comfortable with, and make sure that answer gets you into the type of conversations you like to have.
What would you suggest for those people that have been in this business for a long time, but they're stuck at a certain level and aren't growing?
I would suggest doing a lot of the simple activities that we've done in this project. Getting referrals going, starting a joint venture in your community, scheduling your time. We have a CD that's called Being Effective, and it just talks about how to personally be effective. And I know for most people, when we do consulting or when we do group sessions with large groups of folks, most of them aren't being effective as individuals. You've got to start scheduling your time. You've got to start making sure that you're spending quality time on your business, not just in your business. That means you're doing the activities that have been proven to lead to income. If you're doing those things, you're not going to be stuck, at least not for very long. This is one of the only industries that if you are personally being effective, you can double, triple, quadruple your income in 1 month, but you have to make that commitment to be personally effective as an individual.
Next question is, if there is controversy or negative news that comes out about your company, how would you deal with that when talking to your prospects?
That's a really good question. I think it depends on the news, what type of news it is. I think it depends on the prospect, what type of concerns they have about the news, and you want to attempt to address their specific concerns, not the whole picture of it. And then also, just remember that any company that's growing, it's going to have its raving fans, and it's also, because of the amount of exposure it's getting, if a company is growing, it's going to have its detractors too. It's going to have people that are not fans of the industry or not fans of that's just the way it works. So I think part of it is explaining that. Have someone go do a search of other massive companies out there. Have them do a search on Walmart, or have them do a search on Microsoft. and they're going to see a tremendous amount of negative, or what could be viewed as negative news out there, and those companies continue to grow, and those companies have made millionaires. So keep that in perspective, and then make sure when you're talking to your prospect that you address their specific concern, not talking for an hour about the overall problem, because you'll probably raise more concerns than they had in the first place.
Now, how would you go about presenting a joint venture offer to a business?
Well, the first thing I would do as an associate is I would listen to our call on joint ventures so that you have a very good perspective of how the process works. The basic process, to answer the question in a shorter way as possible, is you want to make sure that the business owner understands that it's going to be, to some degree, hands-off for them, using what they're already doing, giving more benefit to their customer base, and they're going to benefit as well by having a residual income from doing what they're already doing. Also, we like to explain the fact that, let's say it's a type of business where someone comes in just once in a great while, or maybe even once for a one-time purchase. If they get involved with you in this joint venture, that customer may have only come into your shop, store, business one time in the history of their life, but you can earn an income every month because they came into your store once if we set this up correctly. For a business owner that understands income and understands that, hey, I only make money when the person comes in the store, to have them making money for life on a person that came in once, that's really attractive. So make sure you explain just the basics of it. Make sure you have a good understanding of what a joint venture is, and make sure before you attempt to start one that you're prepared to do the follow through. To make a joint venture work, you've got to be the one that helps follow through and sets up the success system and the follow-up and follow-through to make sure that that business owner does earn income right away. If they do, the business owner will become more and more involved in the joint venture, but at first it's going to have to be you that make the commitment to make it work with them.